Why, hello there, fellow admirals. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to No Man's Sky. Episode 18. Fleet, Captain, and Piracy. Hostile ships on approach. Alright, let's see how this new weapon fares. It's a buzzsaw. That's how I like it. Who needs to aim when you shoot 1,000 projectiles per second? Apparently I do, because I'm still missing. Come on. I'm really bad at space combat in this game. Oh, look at that! They're like breaking me. And now you can see why I didn't want to take on a dreadnought with my without my ship being significantly better. Stop shooting me, guys! It hurts. Oh, great! They broke my infra knife. What jerks! Well, the weapon was fun until they busted it. We can put the pieces back together. Alright, use Starship to ping the location. You wish to follow us to seize your freedom and reject the grand lies of the Atlas? See if you're worthy of the voice of freedom. So, challenge the caller. I'm gonna leave my seat. It can be repaired, yeah. So, what do we need for that? We need phosphorus, 100, and wiring loom. I don't know if I have the phosphorus. I have 34, so that's not gonna get fully repaired. And then the other one needs a wiring loom, sodium, and chromatic metal. I think I have everything else for that. Sodium, chromatic metal. So until I get phosphorus, I am going to be without my infra knife. I wonder if there's phosphorus on the moon here. If they'll let me scan it, come on. That's a really small moon. Nope. It's a terraforming catastrophe. Oh, yeah, there's freighters. So I can park it over there in just a minute. Actually, we'll do that now. That was my primary goal. Where'd they go? So if you get close to freighters... Yep, this one is willing to chat. Brilliant. So I don't necessarily need to rescue it. I can just chat up the captain and pay whatever price it is to obtain the vessel. And the question is, do we want a Gek vessel? So here is the offer. Oh, it's an A tier. Should I buy this bad boy? What do you guys think? So the only thing to consider is if it's a Gek vessel, it's going to be Gek that man it, so it will be Gek on the ship. I could have Viking, Korvax, or Gek. I don't really care which it is. It's really up to you. So if you want me to buy the this Yanoida or whatever it is, we can go ahead and purchase it. Or alternatively, go to a Korvax or Viking system to buy a Korvax or Viking styled ship. I really don't care. Of all of the things that can have quality classes, I think the quality of a freighter matters less than everything else. Less than, you know, your own starship that you use and your multi-tool. Because your freighter doesn't have weapons, it doesn't have shields, it doesn't really... The quality doesn't really matter compared to multi-tool and your own ship that is involved in combat and resource exploitation, all that stuff. But regardless, it looks like you want to buy it, so go ahead and do that. And now, I've got myself a big old freighter. Owning a freighter brings several benefits, including a portable base, a very large inventory, and the ability to command fleets of frigates. Freighters offer inventory space. Additional starships can be docked at the freighter's hangar, command expeditions from the bridge, and construct a base around the freighter. So, speaking about the freighter, this one came with some sort of generically boring meeting room, an office with a globe, a fleet command room, a planetary probe. Oh, that's nice. So the planetary probe will scan all of the planets in the system, which makes it a lot easier to figure out what you're dealing with. And then as far as fleet command is, you can hire other pilots that you find out in the wild to add to your fleet and then command them to go on missions. So I'm downloading the blueprints for frigate fuel because when you hop around in your Corvette, you can summon your frigate to, and you can also hop around in your frigate too, but you can, freighter rather, but you can command your freighter to make the jumps with you. So there's two types of fuel here. Your freighter itself has a hyperdrive, which physically allows it to relocate to new systems. And then you have this alternative, which is frigate fuel. And frigate fuel is used to run missions for individual ships to do that kind of stuff. So there's both of them. With that, there's also a raffle timer up because we have we've got the name of this freighter to raffle off. And this isn't an entirely ugly ship. It's like, it's usable. Alright, if we wanted to send a support frigate out on a mission, talk to this guy, the nav captain. And the way these work is you run missions with ships. So I have this default ship here, which I'm gonna get rid of, I think. But you run these missions. Each mission, like this is a trade expedition, so that's gonna be best with my trade frigate. You assign your vessels, and then depending on the difficulty rating and the quality of the ships that you've assigned, and also the bonuses that you have like a success chance and the amount of time it takes. And I'll just launch this because might as well. So this is a difficulty rating 1 star, fleet rating 2 star, and they're out running that mission. And once they're done, they'll gain whatever resources that mission had. I didn't even really check. It was, and they'll level up, they'll get stronger, and they can also be summoned in to support you in combat. So when you enter a fight, you can summon in your frigates to defend you, and the quality of their ship matters at that point. So now I'm getting the symbols. Yeah, I was wondering about that. Okay, so now that I have this bad boy, I want to continue the Voice of Freedom, and then we'll circle back to maybe do some freighter stuff. I don't have a lot of time left, but you know, we can consider that. And then the other thing you can do is you can build in your freighters, but I don't think you're going to be doing a whole lot of building because of the, you know, a lot of that stuff can be handled just from your Corvette, like storage and processing. Yeah, we own one now. Here you can also upgrade. So you can unlock base parts for design. So this is like your own warp core engines and matter beams for your and temporary single-use upgrade items. And then also the rooms. So you've got bulkhead doors and walkways and tech rooms, scanner rooms, farming expansions, etc., etc. Refiners, storage. So there's a bunch of things you can add to your freighter. And that's, again, more salvage freighter or frigate module parts for unlock, which I have like none. And if for a lot of nanites, you can even recolor. So, yep. What else? Customize, upgrade, dispatch missions, and manage fleet. So this is where your fleet is. I have that one ship. I could, I guess, rename that one too, although I'm not keeping him, so I probably won't. Because he's like C-class trade and I don't know. Your active squadron of the pilots that you can summon in, and you add these slots with nanites, which can be pretty handy. I mean, they don't fight well, but they are like meat tanks. Select your active starship. Which, would that allow me to switch to my broken one and then teleport somewhere? No, I don't think so. But yeah. It's a good time. And then the Admiral, you can just transfer items to your bag. So, I had 200 tons of fuel, and now I have 150 because we ran that mission. Oh, I didn't realize I had taken stuff off those pirates. Okay, names of stuff. Freighter, you're the Fang Face. And then I might as well name the little ship. So, Glitch, you get to be the ship that will probably be destroyed at some point. But, you know, why not? Cool. Now, let's get back to our Corvette. And track down the Voice of Freedom stuff. But now I think I'm going to be eligible for the Dreadnought fights. Not that I would, given my skill and quality of my ship, survive it. But at least it's now, like, physically an option, which is more than I can say where we were at just a few minutes ago. I like the ambassador style. It's peaceful. The junker style, like, a part of me really likes the scrapper style just because it's like so jank that it's like, oh man, it's amazing that you're even alive. I wonder why this so when I landed on this planet, it said it was like the largest planet I've found so far, and I know that like planet's size and density are separate, but like the gravity here seems so non-existent for its size. It's kind of surprising. There's a term for that. What are they called? The puffball planet or something? There's some like weird term for planets that are like abnormally low density. I forget what it is. Maybe you guys know. Glorious survivor, welcome. The path of liberty shall be our own masters, rid of the crimson illusion, sky for the strong, and there's a secure pass. So ticket to freedom. So if we accept the invitation, we are guided to a pirate station. Potentially. Wow, my hover is so close I might as well have just landed. Fly into space, access the galaxy map. Am I out of... No, I've got hyperdrive fuel. So if I hyperdrive out of here, I will not... I don't have fuel on my freighter, so the freighter won't be able to follow. But, you know, whatever. Really? I'm headed to Kojima? To a pirate system named Kojima? Okay. I hope I'm not stranded to death here or something. Yar, there it is. You don't believe it costs the freighter any fuel if I summon it? I think you might be right about that. It's just the jumping within it is the fuel consumption. But having the freighter in your own system is kind of nice. I think by default, the freighter can jump farther than your ship can. So there is a bit of a benefit of like fueling that thing up and hopping with it. And then there's also the benefit of it can planet probe, whereas like you can't. So your freighter can scan star systems faster and more efficiently than without. One thing I'm kind of upset about, well, not upset, that's harsh, but one thing I kind of wish that happened was that there was a pirate Corvette style. Right? There's like the Thunderbird Junker, there's the Titan Military, there's the Ambassador Sleek, but there isn't like pirate. Despite the fact that there's Corvette building that can be done on pirate systems, and I feel like, I mean, they could even have just made like Titan style, the pirate style or something, but I feel like there was some lost synergy there that they could have taken advantage of. But this is a pirate station, so it's got its own teleporter. The pirates, who are all going to have pirate names like Lootgek. They're going to sell banned goods, and the advantage of these banned goods is bringing them to legit stations will yield you money, so you can be a smuggler. So I'm asking about the Voice of Freedom, and I need to interrogate them about that. So you start an expedition, you're in a system that doesn't have any copper or any other metals to get chromatic metal. How are you going to build a war? drive. You can just buy chromatic metals. Also, if you go to your catalog and guide and go to the materials, you can figure out what sources said material. Oh, well, that didn't work. So you can locate the substance. It's refined from copper, cadmium, emerald, indidium. You're probably going to find copper, of course. And then you can also just buy it. It's an abandoned system. You can't buy anything? Oh, I don't know. I haven't done the expedition, so you're kind of on your own in that case. It's not relevant to what I'm working on, so you'd have to go to the planet and find it. Poke around. So it has its own aftermarket upgrades. The aftermarket upgrades are like a bigger gamble, I guess, because you don't know what you're buying. But I'll buy one just as like a thing to do. I know I still need phosphorus to be able to repair my infraknife, though. I haven't forgotten about that. But let's bank this and see if this infraknife upgrade is any good. Sucks. Sucks bad. You know. It's a gamble, and allows you to go over your like max number or whatever. But it's not very good. Alright, got the Shroud of Freedom. And I have the new mission available under the Rebel Star. It's been in the search. Which is asking about like forged documents. So this is the contraband guy. They're gonna have more banned goods and goods that you can bring. Suspicious tech, etc. Up here is the bounty hunter. So hunting hunting things, pirates, etc. Very nice. The same old suit upgrades. So this time, I can either add a tech slot, which will be a mouse wheel scroll, but I have enough free up tech slots that I'm just going to do cargo. Here we go. And then I might as well talk to the station core about forged documents. So in order to avoid the your tech hit or your rep hit from smuggling, you can, you know, forge your documents. This is gray market stuff. This is a resource that you get when you do the like abandoned freighter missions. And you purchase it with tainted metal, which you get through those missions. Which I have no tainted metal at the moment. Chunky pyro weapon. Oh, dialogue help. Sure, why not? And this mission wants me to talk to the tech dealer, which I had just done, but wants me to do it anyway. Alright, next step at the under the Rebel Star, I think is just leave? Go back to a legit world or something? Oh, another thing that's worth mentioning is, you can't gate from here to anywhere legitimate. It's not part of the same gate network. So if you're trying to do smuggling, you can, like, gate from here to your base, and then your base to, like, a regular station. But you'll have to make that extra hop. Because, outlaw stations are, like, you know, prohibited from travel to normal ones. So if I had interacted with the teleporter, well, I might as well just show that. It will only provide a small subset of teleport locations. So, clearance not granted for anywhere. I'm surprised I can't teleport to my own base. Used to be able to. Maybe they changed it. Because it's part of a legit star system. Or maybe it's out of fuel. The last thing for this is acquire forged passports. I didn't actually smuggle anything, though. Alright. With the very little time I have left, let's see if we can get... the last thing I want to do is to repair my... Oh, here we go. It's telling me to forge my ID. There we go. Hide my tracks. So the hide your tracks is I've been supplied with a forged passport to prevent the local authorities at the other places that to detect that I've been at Outlaw Station. And that avoids a rep loss when I smug. What I wanted to do, and maybe I'll just go to my freighter for this, is head over to the freighter and system scan to see if there's any phosphorus in the system to fix my infra knife, because I'm got a broken main weapon, which ain't gonna do me very good. And all of these pilots here, hypothetically could be added to my, well, not if they take off, but could be added to my roster. So the way to do that is to talk to the pilot, and then you can take a look at their starship if you like it. So this is B class, but if I wanted to hire them, then it's just that third option that has opened up now that I have a freighter, which is recruit the life form to squadron. In order to do that, I would, of course, need a open squad slot, which I don't have, but for 800 nanites, I could open the first one. Oops, button. There. Well, the next one's 3,500, but yep. So now I have a squadron of one. One-man squad. Yes. Took me a second. Now that I'm in the construction area, I want to move the... the planet probe to closer. So I don't have to go running for it every time I'm, and this is the way to build on a freighter. So now when I want to scan a solar system, I don't have to go running through the hallways for no reason. And we do not have phosphorus anywhere in the system, so that's a non-starter. Okie dokie. Well, that's certainly a very nice shortcut from having to go around and manually C-scan each individual planet to figure out what they have. I much prefer the freighter method because it's a lot more convenient. Oh, what was jumping in here? Ah, more of them. No fights, but you can be even more of a pirate. So these ships, if you're wondering, so there's, at this point, there are the expedition ships that get deployed during freighter events, and you hire them here. So like that's a science ship, and that might be a military ship, and here's a trade one. You go around and you can hire them and add them to your like freighter fleet, and then there's the squadron fleet, so they're separate. So if you're looking to expand your freighter fleet, you would be chatting these guys up. What are they saying? Oh, they're probably just looking to be hired. So this is a recruitable frigate. And if I talk to them, I can see, hey, you got room for me? And I can inspect them. This is a mining vessel. There is a bit of stats to be considered. So they will level up as they get deployed. And ones that are like really high level won't level up faster. And then there is also issues that the ship can have. So there's a whole like sort of mini game of like finding the best vessels, etc., etc., etc. But that's not what I was trying to do right now. So what I want to do at the buzzer here is to find some phosphorus to put my ship back together. So let's hop to really any system. I'm going to hop here and seek out some phosphorus. Cheers, Obrag, and thank you for the resub. Because it'd be really awful if I got jumped by pirates and I have nothing but like a base model photon. I get wrecked fast. But that said, you can always like summon your the anomaly or your freighter to be able to sort of avoid combat. I have done that before. Oop, wrong way. These other doors are just like the side doors that lead you through a staircase that leads you back to the ship bay. As you can see, it's not a buildable area. The total buildable area for your freighters is ridiculously large. I forget the actual dimensions, but it's like 50 by 50 by 100 or something like that, where you can really build these out to be enormous. The one downside, however, is like they're always corridors. You can't build like one giant room. It's just corridor after corridor with individual rooms. So it lacks that sort of like grand ship design that, you know, I would have otherwise, you know, I would want. So we do have Rivushk Prime has some phosphorus. It has really aggressive sentinels, but, you know, that's fine. Let's go fix our ship. Sentinels be damned. There's ways to do it with some rooms to make it look larger. Yeah, I've done it. Like, some of the rooms sort of link together, but it's never like, it's not like a giant open area with its individual sections. It's always like a longer hallway, you know? It's not grand. And I kind of wish that you could have the open space. That would look so much good. It would be so significant, because you could have like a really giant freighter with like a garden section, and, you know, it would look more... It wouldn't look so modular. And the same is true of the Corvettes, too. I mean, it's one of the complaints of the Corvettes is you never get more than just, like, the size of a hab. And I definitely wish you could build it to be more expansive, because this is always... It never really gets larger than this. You know, if you add side sections, it's just doors to the side sections. And I'm happy with it. I just think it could be better. You know, it's a free update, so I'm certainly not complaining, but it could be more. Alright, phosphorus, where be you? There's some phosphorus. This does not look like a gentle jungle planet or whatever it's supposed to be. This one looks pretty suck. Oops. Sometimes these like garden worlds are gorgeous. This one's overly warm, so apparently it's like hot. Yeah, it's hot. Have a good day, Scanneth. Thanks for popping in. Okay, I have enough. I don't need to put up with their violence. Oh, jeez. Now a volcano's going off? Yeah, okay, I want off this planet. Nope! Just a big ol' nope. The Sentinels started trying to murder me. The planet started to try to murder me. Message received. Got it. Wait, why is this fixed? This was absolutely broken. It just got fixed on its own? I mean, I'm not complaining, but I definitely did not put phosphorus in it, unless it just pulled it from my suit. Which I don't think it did. Well, I'll take that as a win. Re-repair. Alright. I'm going to head up to... So, if you're trying to avoid Sentinel interceptors, because they will also escalate to becoming, like, kind of a violent fight, you can use your freighter for that as well as the anomaly. So you can always just deny them the fight by docking to your own ship, which is funny that the game allows you to do that, but docking to my own capital ship is also a good way to end the stream. It fixed when I opened up the Corvette build thing? Probably, because it treated it as like an individual component, and there's not a state for it to be broken in the build screen. Maybe that's an exploit. I don't know. But regardless, this is where I'm going to end off. Having fixed up the ship, gotten a freighter, upgraded our starship to ambassador style, massively improved our exosuit with technologies, added even more some infraknife stuff, so we have a reasonably high DPS infraknife finally, and yeah, this is where I'm going to call it quits. Thank you for tuning in to No Man's Sky, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Voyagers.